The Anjou castle is towering over the main river. The site was inhabited by Romans before Christ because of its strategic importance. It was first built in the 9th century by the Count of Anjou, and then Anjou became the territory of Plantagenet dynasty of Angevin Empire. But in 1204, the region was conquered by the French King Philip II Augustus. The fortification as it is today was built in the 13th century by Blanche of Castile, mother of Louis IX, as a military garrison. It is built with black slate and brown limestone. The buildings inside, the royal lodgings, the chapel, and the gatehouse were built in the 15th century. There is also a modern purpose-built gallery for the famous Apocalypse Tapestry. At this time, common broom was blooming. Its Latin name, Plantagenista, is the origin of the name Plantagenet, because the founder of the Plantagenet dynasty, Geoffrey, the Count of Anjou, wore this flower in his hat. From the Tower of Moulin, the highest of the 17 towers, you can see both outside and inside the castle. Beyond the garden is the Gothic chapel. Its east end wall has a large traceried window composed with pointed quatrefoils or soufflets. The chapel was built by Duke of Anjou Louis II and his wife Yolande of Aragon to house the fragment of the True Cross. This gate is original. This chapel has a single nave covered by 3 Angevin domical vaults. At south side there is an oratory of Seigneur heated by a fireplace, with Gothic ornaments which are now lost but leave their traces. The keystones of the vaults have armors of Duke of Anjou. The westernmost keystone is a combination of armors of Louis II left and of Yolande of Aragon right. And this is the armor of Louis II, the son of Louis I, who commissioned the tapestry. The east keystone is a 2-barred cross called Cross of Anjou or Cross of Lorraine. Now we go to see the Apocalypse Tapestry. This pictogram says that you can take pictures or videos without flash. This tapestry illustrates the book of Revelation in the New Testament. It was made between 1373 and 1382, ordered by Louis I, the Duke of Anjou. A Flemish painter, Jean Blondel, made sketches for the whole story, which were woven in Paris by Nicolas Bataille into tapestries. They are 4.5 meters high in average and 103 meters long in total. The tapestry was displayed at important occasions such as the marriage of Louis II and Yolande of Aragon in 1400. Colorful, unique, and dramatic, we can enjoy it just like a comic. This depicts Revelation chapter 8. When the third angel blew his trumpet, a great star fell from heaven. It was burning like a torch, and it fell on a third of the rivers, and on a third of the springs of water. The name of the star was bitter, and a third of the water turned bitter. Many people died because the water was so bitter. This depicts chapter 8 as well. When the second angel blew his trumpet, something like a great fiery mountain was thrown into the sea. A third of the sea turned to blood, a third of the earth, a third of the trees, and a third of all green plants were burned. The tapestry was given to Angers Cathedral in 1480 and was used there in rituals of grand festivals. During French Revolution, it was abandoned and dispersed. In the middle of the 19th century, it was recollected by Joubert, a capitulary of the cathedral, and in 1954 returned to Angers Castle, its original place. Another angel, who had a gold container for incense, came and stood at the altar. The heads of the horses looked like lions, and their tails were like poisonous snakes. I took the little scroll from the hand of the angel and ate it. The taste was as sweet as honey, but my stomach turned sour. An angel gave me a measuring stick and said, "Measure around God's temple." Everyone who refused to worship the idol of the beast was put to death. The pit was outside the city, and when the grapes were mashed, blood flowed out. An angel came out of the temple and shouted, "Start cutting with your sickle, harvest season is here, and all crops on earth are ripe."
Breathe, which means this is we get back to hope, because after the catastrophes we have always hope that is going to come. And who is hope? Hope is going to be through God. So hope comes, for example, here you will see God Sophia on the altar with